Biomechanics might sound like a complicated term you would hear in a science lab, but it is actually quite simple. It is the study of how our bodies move. Think of it as the physics of human motion. In cricket, this means looking at every single action a player makes, from the bowler's run-up to the batter's cover drive. We are studying the forces and movements that allow players to perform at their best. It helps us understand the most efficient way to generate power, maintain balance, and execute skills with precision. This science is not just for elite athletes. It is a fundamental tool that can help any player improve their game. This field has truly changed how we approach coaching and player development. In the past, coaches relied mostly on what they could see with their naked eye. They would offer advice based on experience and tradition. Now, we have technology that can break down movements into tiny details. High-speed cameras and sensors can track every angle of a joint and every bit of force a player produces. This information gives coaches a blueprint of a player's technique. It allows them to spot small flaws that might be invisible otherwise, helping players make adjustments that can lead to big improvements on the field. So how does this actually work? Imagine a fast bowler like Jofra Archer or Jasprit Bumrah. Biomechanics helps us see how they create such incredible pace. It is not just about having a strong arm, it is about something called the kinetic chain. This is the idea that energy flows through the body in a sequence, starting from the ground. The force travels up through the legs, hips, torso, and finally into the bowling arm and the ball. If any part of this chain is weak or out of sync, the bowler loses pace and can even risk injury. Biomechanics helps us perfect this chain for maximum effect. This science is not just about finding the one perfect technique. Every player's body is different, and biomechanics respects that. It is about finding the most efficient way for an individual to move. A tall bowler might use their height to create a steep bounce, while a shorter bowler might rely on a whippy, fast arm action. Biomechanics provides the principles, but the application is unique to each player. It helps us understand why different styles can be successful. It also guides us in developing training programs that are tailored to a player's specific physical makeup, strengths, and weaknesses. For batters, biomechanics is all about creating power and timing. Let's look at a classic shot like the straight drive. To hit the ball with power, a batter needs to use their entire body, not just their arms. A good drive starts with a stable base. The batter's feet are planted, and they transfer their weight forward into the shot. The hips and torso rotate, creating torque that adds power. The bat swing itself should be a smooth arc, with the head kept still and over the ball to ensure perfect timing and placement. Biomechanics helps us break down this sequence to ensure every part is working together efficiently. Coaches use this knowledge to help batters make small but crucial adjustments. For example, if a batter is struggling to hit the ball with power, a biomechanical analysis might show that their front foot is not getting far enough down the pitch. This limits their weight transfer. Or perhaps their hip rotation is happening too early or too late, causing them to lose energy. By using video analysis, coaches can show the player exactly what is happening. They can then use specific drills to correct the movement, like practicing the footwork or the timing of the hip turn, leading to more powerful and consistent shots. For bowlers, biomechanics is key to generating pace and avoiding injury. The bowling action is one of the most unnatural and stressful movements in all of sport. A fast bowler's body endures enormous forces. Biomechanics helps us understand how to manage these forces safely. For instance, the alignment of the back foot, hips, and shoulders during the delivery stride is critical. A mixed action, where the hips and shoulders are not aligned, can put a huge amount of stress on the lower back. This is a common cause of serious injuries like stress fractures. By studying a bowler's action, we can identify these potential risks. Coaches can then work with the bowler to make their action safer and more repeatable. This might involve changing their run-up to get more momentum or adjusting their arm position to reduce stress on the shoulder joint. For spin bowlers, biomechanics helps in understanding how to generate maximum revolutions on the ball. It looks at the wrist and finger positions, as well as the use of the body to create spin. It is about finding that perfect combination of speed, accuracy, and spin, all while keeping the bowler healthy and on the park. Fielding is often overlooked, but biomechanics plays a massive role here too. Think about a fielder taking a high catch. It is not just about having good hands. The fielder needs to judge the ball's flight, get into the right position, and absorb the force of the ball. Biomechanics helps us understand the best way to do this. For example, a good technique involves getting under the ball, keeping the head still, and watching the ball all the way into the hands. When catching, the fielder should use soft hands, which means allowing their arms and elbows to bend to absorb the impact. This prevents the ball from bouncing out. The same principles apply to throwing. A powerful and accurate throw from the boundary requires the entire body to work in harmony. It is another example of the kinetic chain in action. The throw starts with the feet, moves through the legs and hips, and finishes with the rotation of the torso and the whip of the arm. If a fielder relies only on their arm, the throw will be weak and inaccurate. Biomechanical analysis can help a fielder improve their throwing technique by ensuring they are using their whole body. This can shave vital seconds off a run-out attempt and turn a game in an instant. Perhaps the most important contribution of biomechanics to cricket is in injury prevention. The sport places a huge demand on the body, with players repeating the same movements thousands of times. This repetitive stress can lead to injuries in the lower back, shoulders, and knees. Biomechanics helps us identify the movements that cause this stress. For example, by analyzing a bowler's action, we can measure the amount of force going through their spine with each delivery. If the force is too high, we know that the bowler is at a high risk of injury. Once we identify these risks, we can take action to reduce them. Coaches and sports scientists can work together to design strength and conditioning programs that target a player's specific weaknesses. If a bowler has a weak core, they can be given exercises to strengthen it. This will help them maintain a stable position during their delivery, reducing the load on their back. For batters, it might mean working on flexibility in the hips to allow for a smoother rotation. It is a proactive approach to player management, aiming to prevent injuries before they ever happen, which is crucial for a long and successful career. The modern game is faster and more powerful than ever before. Players are hitting the ball harder, bowling faster, and fielding more athletically. To keep up, they need to use every advantage they can get. Understanding the biomechanics of their own body is no longer a luxury for the top professionals. It is becoming a necessity for players at all levels. When a young player learns the correct way to move from an early age, they build a strong foundation. This helps them develop their skills more quickly and, crucially, reduces their risk of picking up injuries that could set them back. This knowledge empowers players to take control of their own development. When a player understands why a coach is asking them to change their foot position or their arm angle, they are more likely to commit to the change. They can feel the difference in their own body when the movement becomes more efficient. This creates a smarter, more self-aware cricketer who can analyze their own performance and make small adjustments during a game. It is about moving from simply doing what you are told to truly understanding the science behind your own success on the field. For aspiring cricketers, embracing biomechanics is about future-proofing their careers. The demands of playing all three formats of the game, Tests, One-Day Internationals and T20s, put an incredible strain on the body. Players who have efficient, safe techniques are better equipped to handle this workload. They will be able to recover faster between games and maintain their performance levels over a long season. Understanding their body's mechanics helps them listen to warning signs and know when they need to rest or work on a specific area in the gym, preventing burnout and extending their playing careers. Ultimately, biomechanics is the bridge between raw talent and peak performance. It takes the natural ability a player has and refines it, making it more effective, more consistent, and more resilient. Whether you are a professional looking for that extra 1% or a young player just starting your journey in the sport, taking the time to understand how your body moves is one of the best investments you can make. It is the science that turns good cricketers into great ones, ensuring they can play the sport they love for as long as possible and to the very best of their ability.